Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, today we're going to put together this little Twitter carousel. And it's a cool little feature to have on your site. And to do this today, we're using the free Divi plugin called Brain Addons. I'll put this link below the video. Brain Addons, like I say, is absolutely free, and it adds 20 modules to the Divi theme here. So let's get started. Let's just start a new page. Give it a name, and I'm going to use the Divi builder, obviously. And I'm going to build from scratch. I'm going to put in a row with a single column. Divi as standard comes with all these light grey ones here, and there's plenty enough to build just about any site. When you add the Divi Brain add-on, it adds all these bluey purple ones here, and there's some great free additions for you. So today I'm looking for the Brain Twitter carousel. There it is. By default, it's going to put in the Divi feed right there. I'm just going to replace it with my Twitter URL up here, or my Twitter name I should say. And there, it's added my feed to it, which is great. Now you can go and create a consumer API key. You have to become a Twitter developer. It's absolutely free. I haven't done this. Mine seems to work absolutely fine. I'm just using the default settings here. Okay, so we got my little feed in there. Let's go further in. Have a look at the settings. We can sort by recent posts, old posts, favorites, retweets, number of tweets to show. You can either slide the slider up, or you can type in a number, or you can increment with the arrows right there. You can choose to show the Twitter logo or not. I'm going to leave mine on. Same with the user image and the username. You can show the date if you choose to. Mine's obviously down the bottom there. Show the favorite icon, the little heart there. And you can show the number of retweets, which is right here. And of course it's got a nice read more button right there. We go down to the carousel settings itself. General settings, animation speed, 700 milliseconds is the time it's actually taking from this slide to get to here once it rotates. And it's going to do it every 2 seconds. I mean, you can adjust this. Again, you can either just type in your value. 3000 milliseconds will be 3 seconds. Use the slider and fine tune with the little arrows right there. You can have navigation if you want, these little arrows left and right. There's one on the right there, left there too. I'm going to turn those off. I'm going to use pagination, which is the little dots underneath right here. And however many you've elected to show up here is the number of dots that it'll show you down the bottom there. Fixed width slide, don't need to turn that one on. Slides to show 3. I'm gonna, for fun, I'm gonna make mine 5, which is a bit skinny there. Then I'm gonna make my row full width. We didn't do that in the earlier one, but that's fine. And you can add spacing to first and last item. It'll give it a bit of spacing left and right. So it's got that as default. We want it to infinitely loop, which is going round and round. And we can equalize heights. Looks like they're fairly equal to me, so that's fine. I'll leave that on. That looks good. If you want to link the whole module to somewhere like your Twitter account or something, you can put a link in here. If you're linking to your own site, leave it in the same window. If you're going off site to Twitter or somewhere, put it in a new tab so that your website stays open. You can give it a background here like any other one, color, gradient, image or text or video. That's entirely up to you. Good. Let's just quickly save this. I'm going to make this row full width so it stretches full width of our screen. So I'm going to go into my row, going to go to design, sizing, simply going to slide down a bit to width. I'm going to slide that up to 100%. I'm going to copy that 100%, Control C. I'm going to paste it in the max width just below, Control V to paste, or you can type it in. It's entirely up to you. Now we've got a full width section right here, and that works nicely for me. You can see it's got a little bit of space this side and this side. I'm going to add a little bit more. I think I'm going to put a little bit more padding on our row here. So still in the row settings, I'm going to go down to design and spacing. And left and right, let's give it, say, 30 pixels. Left and right. You don't need to put in the pixel, it'll put it in for you. Hit the chain, it'll do the opposite side. Gives us a little bit more breathing room each side. I like that. Okay, let's go back into our little carousel and do a bit of design work. So let's go over to the design tab. We're finished with the content tab pretty much. Now you can align your little tweet box left, middle or right. As you see, everything's in the middle there. Twitter icon size, looks like we've got it turned off. Let's go back to our content. No, we've got it on. You could make your Twitter icon size bigger or smaller if you want. The padding, we've got 50 pixels all round. That's fine too. Make more or less by simply typing any value in there. We can give our tweets a background color or a gradient. You've got color there, you've got gradient there. Let's add a little gradient. And let's leave that blue on the top and let's put a darker blue on the bottom there. I think I'll just take it down just a little bit more. There we go. And you can have a radial gradient if you prefer. It'll emanate out from the middle there, entirely up to you. And if you change the start and end positions with the gradients, as I'm sure you know, you can get some crazy effects going on. You can make it into a complete circle just like that if you want to. But I'm happy with mine being a bit more sort of random looking. And if you play with these and forget what you're doing, simply go in there, select the value, delete it, and it'll return to the default value for you. Don't need to place the gradient above the background image. We can give it some nice rounded corners if we want to. There we go. Take a bit of the edge off there. And border wise, you can give it borders, top, bottom, all at once, top, right, bottom, left. Let's just give it a couple pixels all round of a black border. There we go. Change the border color if you need to here. Give it some box shadow if you want to there. And change the color, etc. there. If you're going to use an avatar, you can change the position of it up here from normal to absolute, which means it will stay exactly where it is. You can give it rounded corners if you want. You can make it completely circular if you want. Give it sort of 50. And as you can see, that's turned that into a round little avatar for us, but that's entirely up to you. And again, you can give it a border all around if you want to, just by adding the border amount there, but I'm happy not to have a border on that. Okay, I'm not going to put any box shadow. User text, name, username. I'll make that white. As you can see, that's turned that white. I'll bring it up a little bit in size. That's good. You can do the username if you need to. Moving on down, let's go to our content. You've got the spacing at the bottom here. You can roll this one up or down, give yourself more space if you'd like to. The font itself is fine by me. Divi has a crazy amount of fonts to choose from. There's literally hundreds of them. And if you just hover over one, it'll give you an example of what that font's going to look like. I'm going to leave mine in the default for expediency. And let's make this text white too. There we go. And our read more button, make that yellow. And the date down below, let's make that white and let's make it bold perhaps. There we go, that stands out quite nicely. And now we've got the footer down here. And you can add different amounts of padding if you want to. Favorite text color, Let's make that yellow. There's the text size and the icon. We'll make that yellow too. And here's the retweet. Continue with our little theme. And there we go. Now navigation, haven't got navigation on at the moment. That's the little arrows left and right. Do have pagination there. Let's give it our own color. We're going to have a dot. You can have a dot or a number if you want to. Shows you the different number of slides you got there. I think I prefer the dot. Alignment's fine in the middle. You can have it left or right if you want to. Give it a background color. All ours are blue at the moment. And you can change the active color. Let's make our background blue a little more opaque. Usually you'd have an opacity slider down here. If you don't, you've got a hex number there. You can put in any number from 00 to 99. The higher the number, the more solid the color will be. So I'm going to put mine about 50 for this blue, which will make them a lot paler. It'll be half opacity sort of thing. As you can see, they're a lot lighter blue there. And now let's make our active one the regular blue. There we go. Our active one's a nice dark color there. You can change the width and sizing. Don't want to do anything with spacing or transform. I think we're actually done here. So let's save our changes. We'll save our draft or publish if you're ready. And exit the Visual Builder. And there we have it. We've got a nice little Twitter feed carousel, and of course your new tweets will appear here and the old ones will fall off the end. And that's a nice little feature to have on your website. Like I say, we've been using the free Brain Addons plugin for this today, and I'll put this link below. Anybody wants to use it, it's a great little free addition to the Divi theme. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, comment, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.